So definitely needing to have things fair and balanced here, but then also definitely about you making a choice here that is going to be fair and balanced for you. So now with the 10 of Wands being the overall, right? Being overwhelmed, feeling like things are weighing on you right now, especially in terms of making major choices. I mean, between Justice and the Two of Wands, but if we're talking about you needing to make a choice here, it's about what is going to be fair for all. Now, some of you may be looking for something to be corrected, wrongs to be corrected. I don't think it's about accountability on your part. So, taking a course of action here, making some plans, thinking about what you're going to do, right? But what I love about the Two of Wands is that, you have a choice here. You have a choice on how you want your world to be, right? Now, the problem is where you move in the present with the Two of Swords. Now, if you're looking at making a difficult choice, it may be that it means a loss of security and stability with the Ten of Pentacles being in your environment. I look at that and I think, how can I make this choice? If I'm already secure and stable where I'm at, what does that mean? How is that going to affect this? But then also we're looking at you feeling like, you had a plan set out that was going to lead you here, but then I don't think it's about you ignoring a situation. I feel like, there's a lot of pressure being put on you to make a choice right now. And with the Page of Swords conditions, it's like, I need more information first, but at the Ace of Wands. So, it's really about, are you taking the right action here toward long-term security and stability with a new beginning, possibly as far as work or relationship? But the Eight of Pentacles being your best path to follow is basically saying that you're going to have to put in a lot of hard work, a lot of effort here, right? Now, definitely this could be about work, making a difficult choice between two different jobs, which is possible. But I look at this and I don't think that it's about somebody not being forthright, because I look at the Page of Swords and I think bad news, right? But I don't think that that's it. I just think that for you, you're looking for more information here first before you make a choice. That's why you're not able to just yet, right? But that Ace of Wands is there. I look at it as being a question of how is it going to affect your overall security and stability. But you got the tens going on and needing to make the choice to get to a completion. And that's kind of where you're at here, with the World being your hopes and fears, getting closure on something before you can start acting here and moving on. Can you make the choice to close out a situation in a way where you feel good about it? Now, with Justice being there, definitely could be about, getting closure on something happening with court, possibly separation, divorce. Those things kind of come up here. But I still look at you moving into a better beginning here. I think that if you get bad news, it may set you back a little bit. But if you're already dealing with a situation that's weighing on you, to me, it's like, it's time to just drop it. It's time to just drop it, make that like about looking at a difficult end here. You want to feel, this has been successful for you. This is what you're hoping for. But if you're faced with a choice, like I said, it's like it affects overall security and stability here. But you still come out with that Ace of Wands. And then I don't know what the hell it is with this damn card, but I swear to God, oh, it's been showing up a lot. All right. Now with Justice, and then, again, looking at the Two of Wands, right? Taking the right course of action here that's going to lead to fairness and balance, right? But then also, I feel like this is something that you needed to seek out. Like, you're the one that set this into motion. Now, if we're talking about like a court situation, you would have been the one here to file the papers. But I still look at this with the World and think, hoping for, a good outcome here in the end of a situation for sure, that's going to lead to this Ace of Wands. But until you take care of this, it's still going to be weighing on you with the Ten of Wands. Now, with the Magician, and then looking at the Two of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles, you have what you need to make something happen here. I don't think that this is about manipulation. I think it's about you having confidence in your ability to create what you want, right? But you have to make the choice to do this. Now, with the Seven of Swords, definitely, this could be about something that is not completely out in the open with the Page of Swords, but I kind of look at this and I feel like, these are the things that you are keeping to yourself as far as the course of action that you are taking. You're not being open about it or discussing it. I don't think that it's about you being intentionally deceptive here, but I think that you're not wanting to talk about it and not having that information out, because then I look back at the Page of Swords and I think you have a new beginning handed to you, but there is something else that needs to be completed out for sure. You're going to have to make that happen, right? And again, it's about the course of action that you take. The problem is that if we're looking at what is fair and balanced for you, if it's affecting, overall security and stability, it would make sense that this was a difficult choice to make. But it's all in order to go back to the one, right? I mean, it's there for you, but something else has to be dealt with. And like I said, for you, it's like, I don't want this information out there because, it's almost like the information that comes out won't be relayed in an accurate way looking at the Page of Swords, but then I also feel like it's about you needing more information here and needing to ask questions before you are out in the open about what it is that you're planning on doing. Because again, I go back to the Magician and think you have to make this happen. You have to do this. You have to take that course of action here. But with the World being there, as long as you stick to the original plan, it's like things will work out in a successful way for you because that is what you're hoping for, right? Regardless, though, you still have that Ace of Wands there. And it may be that you don't want anybody to know about that, right? Whether it's about, leaving a job and going to a new one, or if we're talking about a relationship here. But whatever has been weighing on you, it's about you getting rid of that now. And I feel like needing to pay attention to details for sure, needing to put in the work to make this happen, rather than, letting everything just pile on top of you. You need to end one situation before you begin another, and I kind of understand not wanting to have it out in the open, especially if you're worried about people talking about it, because I kind of get that too here. But I still look at that Ace of Wands as a good thing. I just think that, with the way that you're having to go about it, you may be dealing with other people that don't think it's a good thing, But I still see it as a new opportunity for you. This is what you're looking at in future conditions once you let go of all of the burdens that have been piling on you and you continue with the course of action that you had set out in the first place. All right. Let's take a look and see what's going on with relationships. And then healing family issues, your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. Now, healing family issues, it could be other than parents, right? But you do have the family card here. But yeah, it definitely, your love life will benefit when you forgive your parents for doing stupid shit, right? And then the Six of Cups. Wow. All right. So now, as far as for those of you who are single, right, needing to give your relationship a chance, you may be the one here that's not feeling it with the Eight of Cups. Now, on the other hand, for those of you who feel like you're trying here, and then I kind of go back to the Eight of Pentacles, if you're trying here and the other person is like pushing you off, it's like you can't like give up on it. You can't walk away from it just yet. It's saying that you need to give it a chance. Like, I feel like that's for you and the other person that you're dealing with here. But somebody's not feeling it, because another person may be being a little bit too pushy with the Eight of Cups here. But either way, there's still a way for it to work, though, because of give your relationship a chance. Now, for those of you who are in a relationship, healing family issues, when you look at the Six of Cups connected to that, this to me is like, can you let go of, the past, right? Because if you're wanting to get back to what the past was, you have to be willing to let go of whatever has happened and heal those issues, right? Because I look at the Six of Cups and I think she's looking back at how a relationship used to be and needing to get it back to that place, right? But wow, Cancer, like, I don't know. I'm looking at this and I think, yeah, there's definitely a plan of action that you already had set forth in the past. It's just a matter of you actually following through on it this time, you know? But it's all because of that Ace of Wands being there. I hate saying it, but it's like you can't start one without finishing another, you know? But I'm looking at both of these in terms of relationships and thinking there needs to be, obviously the healing here, but like a little bit more give and take almost, you know? But I still look at that Ace of Wands and I think that is what you're looking forward to in the future. I do think that there's a reason why you may not be wanting to discuss what you're planning because of that Page of Swords being there, but I do think that you need to continue on that course of action because of the Magician, right? You can make that happen. You need to make it happen, and all the shit that's been weighing on you will just drop, right? And you go back to that one.